Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fall Virtual Fabric Show for 2024 from Benartex. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Stephanie Sheridan. I will be your host today. I want to remind you all that we'll be looking at our summer and fall 2024 collections. These are collections that are brand new, just out, gotta love them. And many of them won't be in stores until next year, but we're giving you a sneak peek of what you can expect from Benartex in the future. Also, if you have any questions during our presentations, please pop them in the Q&A box that you see at the bottom of your screen. At the end of our designer presentations, I will go through those and I will ask the designers the questions that you have. A reminder to visit our website, benartex.com, to see all of these fabric collections and more. And when you fall in love with one of these fabric collections or all of these fabric collections, please be sure to ask your local quilt shop to carry these fabrics. They can order them through their sales rep, online, or through one of our many distributors worldwide. So that's everything I have for my opening, but we also have Jeremy Jeffries here next to me. He is our national sales manager, and he wanted a chance to say hello and tell you about some of the great things that you'll see in our programs today and tomorrow.
Thank you, Stephanie. Well, welcome back to Benartex, everybody. We're glad to have you with us here under the shadow of the Empire State Building in beautiful New York City. So we're going to have 2 sessions today, but there'll also be 2 sessions tomorrow with some different designers. So do come back and see us tomorrow at the same time. The second session today will be at 3:45 this afternoon. That's Eastern Standard Time. So today we're going to meet some old friends. We're also going to meet a family with 2 generations of fabric designers. We'll keep you in suspense on that one. And we're going to meet some designers who I think, and we all think, are going to be the talk of the town, starting as soon as their lines start hitting the shelves. And with the launch of our lines, as Stephanie said, most of our fabric lines, which are never available in the chain stores, by the way, they're only available at your independent online seller and your independent quilt shop or your machine dealer. All of the Benartex fabrics are going to be coming out and shipping into the stores between January and July of next year. So each month we release 2 to 3 different lines to your independent stores. So start looking for those, look online, come back to the benartex.com and take a look and see what's shipping each month. I think you'll be very surprised with some of the new designers we've got and some of the super established designers whose names you'll recognize. Of course, for the today's session, we're going to meet Tina Givens. Tina's got her first line out with us. That's very exciting. We have Paula Nadelstern, who many of you know. I believe she's been with us almost 25 years now with Benartex, and designers don't stay unless they're treated right. So that's a very good sign for Benartex and for Paula. We have Kimberly Einmo. Anybody who sews on a Janome knows Kimberly. So welcome, Kimberly. And then we have a very prolific artist who has a lot of her art already out there on giftware, on paper goods, party goods, even in home dec. And she has connections with Macy's, and you wouldn't believe it. If you Googled her name, you'd be very surprised how prolific she really is. And that designer is Nicole DeCamp, who joined us at the beginning of COVID. So she's got some fantastic new lines. You can see a little bit of her new line to the left of Stephanie here. We've also got some more old friends. Weeks Ringle and Bill Kerr will be joining us, and they're from the Modern Quilt Studio based in the Chicagoland area. And then a perennial favorite. Who doesn't love Pat Sloan? Pat must be one of the most followed people online with all of her really intuitive and easy to follow videos. So we'll welcome Pat, along with, of course, Cherry Guidry, another perennial favorite. And Cherry's got a new play on her basic line called Chalk Texture. And we have done a little bit of a change to that. And Cherry has designed it into an ombre. So it goes from light to dark, salvage to salvage. Can't wait to show you those fabrics in a few minutes. And then we have a new designer. Her name is Marin Sutton. And of course, we leave the probably best known name to last, and that is the new line coming out from Nancy Halverson, her Autumn Breeze, which will be accompanied by a new book. So we've got a few surprises in store for you, and we'll see if you can figure out who the family connections are throughout the presentation. So thank you for supporting Benartex Fabrics. We really appreciate your business. We've got some fantastic stuff to show you, and I can't wait to get out on the road and show it to your stores so that you can go buy it. So with that said, again, welcome back to Benartex. We're glad to have you with us, and I'm going to turn it back over to Stephanie.
Thanks, Jeremy. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our first presenter. Sorry, I have to switch my notes around. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start our show this year with Paula Nadelstern introducing us to her 31st fabric collection.
Hence the name.
Hence the name.
Whoa.
Oh, I don't have to say anything. You guys could just keep going for me. You're absolutely right. And Jeremy, I'm with Benartex over 25 years. I don't know what that says about me, but it's over about 27.
Well, just like all our guests online today, we're glad to have you with us at Benartex.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Welcome
back.
So I think we have a short video clip, Paula. We'll play a quick video of the fabric collection, and then you can tell us all about it.
Okay. Do I need to stop sharing?
Never stop sharing, especially if it's candy.
Oh, no, there we got it. All right, Paula, so it's your turn to tell us all about 31.
Okay, let us go back to that. So, as Jeremy and Stephanie mentioned, this is my 31st collection for Benartex, over about 27, 28 years. And this is sort of a full circle experience because it was at last year's fabric show that one of the other designers said to me, asked me how many collections I'd done for Benartex, and I had no idea. So I counted them up and came to 30. And it just felt like, 31 was cool. Very cool title. It's a prime number, and there's other lots of interesting fun facts about 31, but you'll have to go on my website to see those. I'm going to just show you some of the fabrics in a slower way today. So here are the fabrics, and you know that I like a very crisp pattern and some painterly ones, and that there's a lot of engineering into. Sometimes you can use it as a symmetrical pattern, and sometimes you can just cut it randomly. This pattern. So there are only 12 SKUs, three different patterns, each in 4 colorways. This called Electric Lace, and I'm going to show you a detail. It's really quite luscious. A lot of beautiful dense color here. And the hand of this collection is really nice. I've been playing with it the past couple days. Well, actually, the past, week. Till midnight every night, and it's really feels beautiful. Here's Electric Lace in the blue multi, in the gold multi, and in the purple multi. So as I said, you can cut those stars, you can cut those kaleidoscopes, or you could just cut randomly. You can cut lefts and you can cut rights, or again, you can cut randomly. Here's Wingspan, which is a jumping off from a collection I did years ago called Wings that I always loved. We redid it. Here's a detail, and I just love when it feels like it's a gold, but it's not actually a metallic. So really playing with that in this very painterly way. In the purple, in the red multi, in the gold multi. I'm using this gold multi as lattice right now, and it just looks magnificent. Now, Sprinkles is a really different fabric, and I'm finding it is really functional and beautiful. Those are all dots. They're engineered to be lefts and rights, and you can and with that black behind it, you can create this lacy effect as if there's little holes in your patchwork. It's really fun to use. Here's the gold multi, and the purple multi with silver tones, and the red multi. The quilters who have helped me out in the past couple of weeks are Randa Mulford from California, Ricky Selva from Washington, Beth Carney from Yonkers, and I've been working too from the Bronx. So here are the couple quilts. Ricky has made Way of Stars. It's really a beautiful rendition of using both red and the blues and the greens together, which is not that easy to do against the deep black. The black is from the collection called Marbella from years ago. Here's her single pattern, which will be available if anybody is interested. And now I'm going to show you a puzzle quilt, because for the last 2 years, 3 years for my collection, I've been playing, I've returned to a genre of quilts that I actually wrote a book about and that I really loved playing with. It's the idea of a puzzle quilt. This book is no longer available as a whole book, but you can get it from C&T as an ebook or a print-on-demand book, and it's really versatile and explains a lot of interesting stuff about how to use fabric. So a puzzle quilt is a sampler with a secret. Each block design is used twice. By using totally different fabric combinations, an illusion is created. Each block appears unique, and the puzzle is to pick out which two are the same. So these are the 12 blocks that I'm using in a puzzle quilt over and over again. Just each time, there are 2 blocks in the quilt, and you can't tell, I hope, the audience can't tell. It's a great game. Now this year, because of the timing of when the fabric arrived, I've only created blocks with the help of some friends. And if you'd like to see the whole quilt, it'll be available to you in a few weeks, and also will be at Houston. So if anybody's going to Quilt Market, please go and look for the puzzle quilt, the finished version of the puzzle quilt. lot of people don't know this about me, but my very first book was for Crown Publishers in 1986 and called Quilting Together. And it was a book about group quilts. An interesting aside is that I didn't want to call it that originally. I wanted to call it Quilt by Association. But in 1986, Crown Publishers thought that was too New York, and nobody else on the, in the country would like it. They'd be offended by a book called Quilt by Association, which is almost impossible for us to fathom here so many years later. But I always have loved group quilts, and this is working on this puzzle quilt was a lot of fun because it was put together as it is being put together as a group quilt. It is actually a group quilt, and I think that guilds will be interested in this, and also shops that you can teach block by block using the different fabrics, and then put it all together. So here is block number 1. You can see it's made up of simple 2-inch half square triangles. And here are 2 different versions of it, completely different versions of it. One uses a lot of the sprinkles and one uses many of the other fabrics, each made by 2 different people. So one's in California, I'm on the East Coast. We didn't know what the other person was going to do. And we really, it was really fun when we finally saw what the other person has done. Here is block number 2, which is 2-inch squares plus half square triangles. Again, totally different approach, and a lot of fun when it's all put together. In this case, we've got bigger half square triangles, 3-inch triangles, and the 2 quilts not quilts, the 2 blocks, be very hard for someone to guess that these 2 are the same block, except you have to, if someone knows to look for the seams, and those of you who know my tendency to camouflage seams, you'll understand that that's really the key for a lot of the work that I do, is that I'm not creating usually using patches where you can actually see the patches where the seams are. I'm typically using fabric to camouflage the seams and get a flow. Here's the 4th block, squares on point. The 5th is a traditional snail's trail, but doesn't look very traditional here, and 2 very different versions of it. And the last in the quilt will be this pyramid quilt, all made of triangles. Here is the What If puzzle quilt from last year, and so you'll see I'll be putting those blocks together, and we'll give you a key so that you'll be able to discern which block is the same as its pair. My What If collection is still available online and in some stores. The stripe is a lot of fun to use. I've used it now in a binding, and it's great. Needle Star was from 2 years ago. It's actually made its way to a Bernina shop in Switzerland, but I love to use these kinds of lattices, these patterned lattices, and sashing. It makes a very elegant look. There's lots of the half square triangles that never made it into the quilt. And I know some of you are probably love to use small pieces. If you are interested in these, I am happy to mail it to someone. So if you go to my website, paulanadelstern.com, and contact me through there, I'll put the names in a hat, whoever's interested, and I'll send it to anyone who wants to use all my leftover swatches from this collection. And I want to cordially invite all of you to my exhibition featuring 14 quilts from my kaleidoscopic series at the International Quilt Market and Festival this year, October 25th to November 3rd at Market and Festival. The exhibit is titled Paula Nadelstern, Patternista, because I am a patternista. And many of these quilts were made exclusively from my previous 30 collections designed for Benartex. And I want to thank Benartex and eQuilter for their co-sponsorship of this exhibit. I am a patternista wherever I go. I'm hardwired to see pattern wherever I go. I'm starting to work on a quilt all about the patterns I saw in Venice the past spring. And in case you are a patternista too, please stop by the Benartex booth or my exhibit and ask for the I Am a Patternista button so that you and I can share that and wear it with pride. This is a prototype of the button. But you'll be seeing a very beautiful button. So thank you very much. On the back of all my quilts, I usually put my left hand. I'm an advocate for lefties. I'm a lefty in ultra suede, embellished. So if you come to the exhibit at Festival, please ask me to turn one of the quilts over for you. Be happy to show you one of my hands. So thanks very much.
Thanks, Paula. Absolutely amazing, beautiful work as always. It's such a pleasure to see all the amazing things that you come up with. And those puzzle quilts are so cool.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll move on to our next presenter today. Artful Birds and Feathers gave the next featured collection called Birdwatch by designer and artist Tina Gibbons. This is Tina's debut line with Benartex, and we are excited to have her on the team. Please first enjoy this short video showing the line, and then Tina can tell us some more about it.
I'm so excited to be here as part of the Benartex team and Bonina, and I am thrilled to announce that my first collection with Benartex is called Birdwatch. And I designed this new collection in that pieces are very bold and bright. They have a little bit of a mid-century flavor, and yet lots of whimsical movement. My Birdwatch comes from my love of birds, and when I grew up in Africa, there was always amazing birds. And I've got a little bit of some mid-century flavored strokes and shapes to create my birds, art bird, and it's an amazing piece. And then we have our little bird nests, and they all coincide. If you can see that. And then we have our little owls that are so adorable. And black and white is always an amazing background kind of piece that can fit into anywhere, as well as my somewhat solids. Those are very useful. And another bright. So the color scheme is very bright and bold. Designs are meant to be cut up. Even this larger bird, you know, you can fussy cut, or you can just cut and you get a little bit of flavor. Even if you didn't get the whole bird, you'd have a flavor of movement in the fabric. I am gleefully here, and sewing on my Bonina machine is just a joy, and I can't wait for you to make up my new quilts. And thanks for watching.
All right, Tina, are you ready to tell us even more about the fabrics? I'm sure everybody can't wait to hear.
Sure. I do have a presentation, so I'm going to share my screen, but I am thrilled to be here sharing my Birdwatch. And I'm hoping this is going to work. And can you see that?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay. I'm not sure that I'm on the first page. Hold on. Okay. Oh, wait. So Birdwatch, like the video said, in my little video presentation there, you know, it was really, I love birds, and I think, you know, as children, we would play in this large garden, and it was fabulous. And there were all these like bright birds. We were in Africa, so you can imagine all the different kinds of birds that would filter in and through our garden. So as kids, we were always outside. And so my love of birds has always been present in a lot of my fabrics. This fabric collection, yes, is my debut collection with Benartex. I've been designing for a long time and pretty prolific in my work. As a commercial artist, you know, I have this prettiness to my Tina Givens sort of collections. And then I have Sid Pei, which I know some of you have heard about, but I created Olivia Clue as sort of my other personality, if you will. So it allowed me to branch out and do a lot more bright and, you know, utilize different color palettes to maintain sort of the integrity of the Tina Givens brand, but build this new brand, Olivia Clue. So you're going to be seeing some Tina Givens fabrics coming out next with Benartex, but this one is Olivia Clue. So this is a little bit, you know, inspired by my childhood. These memories were profound, and I want to keep them alive, especially for my sister and I. And Birdwatch is a reflection of that special time when we danced to our record player, played hide and seek, and climbed the mulberry tree to eat its delightful fruit. Here's the whole collection, and it is very modern and bright for Benartex, and Benartex has a lot of bright collections, and I just wanted to do something really bold. Again, this is about Olivia Clue, and Olivia Clue has a bold hand with two-dimensional characters, some mid-century style and 60s wavy flavored florals. They're brighter, bold color palette story. I have a lot of fun with Olivia. I'm sure we all have another personality in there. So the collection has 7 prints, and I'm going to take you through them. This is Artbird, and you saw it in the video. It is very bold. And my favorite is the one on the right, the red. It's just so divine. And if you take your 3-inch frame, you could see lots of possibilities for fussy cutting. But even anywhere in the fabric, you get to see, if there's the 3-inch squares, you get to see just like the pop of the little flowers or the beaks. And so it offers sort of this flow. The one down on the far left just offers a little, you know, you don't have to use the birds. You can use it as an all over print. This is Twig Play, and I love this bird. He is so darling. And the bright green and blue just offers a pop of color. I use a lot of movement in my designs. So there's a lot of wavy lines going on there that really make it fun. This is Bird Haven, and it contains all the little birds. It really is a lovely, lovely fabric. And again, you can use little bits and pieces of this, but you can also fussy cut the little birds. And I love the different colors. The orange is really fabulous, and the white just brings a lightness to the fabrics. This one's called Feather Hull. And I took sort of the feathers from the birds to create this sort of all over print that can be butted up against some of the busier prints. But it's also got a lot of simplicity to it, and yet is, you know, in just 2 colors, but it offers those little bubbles and feathers around it all. This is nest. And of course, we have to have nest because we have birds. And again, little novelty print. They're not as big as shown here. So they're just a novelty print and lots of little sweeping lines. Again, lots of movement. Who doesn't love owls? These are large on screen, but they are actually small. And they create just a little sort of textural feel to anything that you cut up. The one on the left, the black and white, is very useful. Again, a little sort of almost a solid, but not yet, tone on tone, and an orange and pink, always very useful in quilts. So here's the collection, and I know that some of you are looking at this as, this is very bold, but if you look through the center of it, there's all those bold prints. If you look on the left and the right, there's our light and dark, a little bit of more solid arrangement. Some quilts were designed and we've used, here again, I'm just focusing on the more solidy kind of prints. So you can see here, this is bird trellis I designed, and it's it just showcases the darker fabrics against the lighter backgrounds. And it uses 9 of the fabrics plus backing. And I think it's a very fun, repetitive quilt, but it gives this amazing sort of mirror kind of effect to it. Simple. This is I've Been Framed by Lee Headington, and she used solids. She used, actually, there's 3 solids in here. She used a white, an aqua, and a black, and framed all the different prints in the collection. Really fun. Hippie Chick by Laureen Smith. She also used, you could see all the different solids. So she sort of refrained from using the fabrics to butt up against each other and use solids instead. It's very clever. But when you're using the whole collection in a quilt, the solids are very useful. And this is Disco by Linda and Carl Sullivan. Lots of curves again, and featuring the solids and purples. And these are all the recommended solids to use. And this quilt is called Sunflower Garden, free pattern, and it looks really busy and difficult, but it's really not. It's 1 block at a time. And we'll be doing a little bit of a tutorial in the spring, and with a monthly block or couple of blocks to take you through the quilt. So there's 1 block, and there's 3 blocks that we would make up, and then we carry on with each block until we build the quilt. And then as a garment sewer, you know, I'm known for my garment designs and sewing patterns. And we will have, I'm waiting for the fabrics to get into my hands so that we can make up these garments and new designs featuring the fabrics, because I love working with quilting cotton in garments. And I think it's a whole nother way to use fabrics like this. And here I'm showcasing Birdhaven in both colors. I think that's it. It's not going to show. Oh, there we go. So here's the whole collection. It's really pretty, and I'm very proud of it, and I hope it's doing well. It is being sold to stores right now, and it ships in December, January time. So I'm very excited for the spring. And you can find me at sotinagivens.com, and you can find me at buildyourcollection.com, where we're going to showcase the fabrics, and that's where we'll house the workshop for the quilt, and we're going to do a garment presentation too, tutorials.
Thanks so much, Tina.
You're
So-
welcome.
I really love the fresh new look that you're bringing to Benartex. It's very cool.
I appreciate that. Yes, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that. And thank you for all the wonderful remarks. Lovely fabric. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, this is so wonderful. You're welcome.
All right, so we're going to take a short break right now from our presentations, and we're going to do a poll. For those of you that are here live on Zoom, please answer the poll question when it pops up for a chance to win a fun, fabulous fabric surprise. We've heard that you guys would like us to give even more fabric away during our virtual fabric shows, and we listened. So we will be giving away 4 different pre-cut bundles from the designers that are in this session. So you'll have a chance to win something from Paula Nadelstern, Nicole DeCamp, Kimberly Einmo, or Tina Gibbons. So please go ahead and vote on the poll, and we'll leave that open for just a moment, and then we will move on to our next presentation. All right, so hopefully everybody's had a chance to vote, and we will go ahead and move on. Our next panelist is an author, an award-winning quilter, a quilt judge, an international instructor, and a fabric designer. All of those things in one person, Kimberly Einmo. Her second collection is called Upwards, and it features bright colors and happy motifs that will bring joy to all of your projects. First, we're going to show you the fabrics in a little video, and then Kimberly can tell us more.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Stephanie. Thank you so much for being here. It's awesome to see everybody. Well, sort of. I can see the typing and a little hearts floating by and things. So I am so honored to be back with my second collection with Benartex. It's been a dream come true, and I am so excited about this particular collection because this is something that's been in my heart for many, many years. And now it's finally come to fruition. So I'm just so excited about it. So I'm going to try to share my screen here and see if we can't go through some slides. And I hope to tell you more about the fabrics and offer all kinds of inspiration for ways to use it And let's see, I'm going to share this and start the slideshow. There we go. Can you see that okay? Everyone got that? All right, so this is upwards. And the reason that I named it upwards is because it is all about offering uplifting words and phrases and little bits of encouragement to bring people up, to lift people up without being too overt in your face. I want people to come in closer to the fabrics, read the little phrases and words, and just feel encouraged. It's very important whenever I teach and interact with students to be encouraging. And that's what this line is. It's about encouragement. So I want to introduce you to the fabrics. There's 6 different SKUs with different colorways, and there are 20 different fabrics then in those different colorways, because I am very big about pre-cut bundles, the strip bundles, the 10-inch squares, and I wanted to make sure, so I really fought hard to get the 20 different fabrics so it would be very easy to use in quilts and projects that you make with all these different fabrics. So here we go. It starts with a panel, and this is the panel. This is like a yard cut, and those rectangles are approximately 7.5 by 9 inches, and there's plenty of space to cut in between the rectangles so that you can make them the size that you need it to be for your different blocks and projects. And again, you can use these fabrics with these beautiful, bright, dynamic panels or not. And I wanted each of the fabrics to be something that could stand alone all by themselves or mix as playmates in the sandbox with many other fabrics that you might already have in your stash. So there was a lot that I encompassed when designing this, but it really all started with this. And again, about phrases to hopefully offer encouragement and uplifting words. And this is the first of the 2, I would call focus prints, called Hearts and Stars. And it's available in white, yellow, and navy. And again, you have to kind of get up a little closer to see the word prints, but hopefully this will offer encouragement to people when they see it and give them a little lift. I love the blends and how watercolory these hearts and stars are, and just how vibrant they are in person. It's very important for me. I love clear, saturated, dynamic colors, and this print really encapsulates this. And then, of course, I wanted just a word print. And here are some of those same phrases and words repeated over across 4 different colorways. I particularly like the tone on tone with the light gray on white, because I used this for many of the quilts and projects that I made as a background. And I think it works so well as a background because, again, you don't really notice what's there, but it encourages the viewer to come a little closer and look. So these prints show up a lot, but I particularly love that tone on tone. Now we get into the blenders, and I love blenders. Prints that can stand by themselves, but also blend really well and play nicely in the sandbox with others. And this is called floating because it offers so much texture, and it comes in white, rose, aqua, yellow, and blue. And again, that white is such a great background. So great for using it as a background because it does give you that texture and movement. And so it's not just a check, it's a really fun check with a twist. So I really love this particular print. And then we have loves, which is at first glance just those cute little hearts, which blend so well with so many things, but these are actually stripes. But they can work in so many ways and offer such visual interest and texture in your blocks and projects. So it comes in navy, aqua, and yellow. Love this print. It looks great as bindings. Love this as a binding. And even better as a binding is the waves print in rose, teal, and sunshine. And these wavy lines actually echo the same lines, the same black lines you saw in the Loves print. But here, these are bold and kind of in your face, but offer so much in the way of being able to use them for texture. They look great as sashing. And again, if you cut it on the bias, it looks awesome as bindings. So these look so great, not only with upwards, but so many other prints. And because I represent Janome as their national spokesperson, I love using decorative stitches on the machine. I just like to say that our sewing machines, they're like our brains. We basically use 10% of them, but of the capacity. But I love using decorative stitches in my quilts. And I thought this would be a fun way to feature a print that looked like decorative stitches, again, in a stripe. I just love geometrics. This works perfectly. And we've got the navy and the white. Again, it makes a great binding, but so useful in the actual blocks. So now I have a bunch of quilts and projects to share with you for inspiration, and I had fun making these quilts, many of them myself. This is a free pattern called Woven Hearts, and it's fat quarter friendly. It's really easy to do, and this is a free pattern that we're offering. You can find it at Benartex and also on my website. These are really fun to put together, and all of the prints look so great together. You can't put any of them together that don't work. So it's really fun. And if you would like to express your faith a little more openly, here's Cross Hearts. This is also a free pattern. So we have Woven Hearts and Cross Hearts. These are both free patterns. I hope you will download these. Again, this is fat quarter friendly. And I just love this. This is just a great pattern. It's also a great comfort quilt. If you need a quilt to comfort someone maybe going through an illness or someone who's lost a loved one, either one of these would show your love and care and concern for that person. So I hope you'll get busy and make some quilts for someone else. This one is a favorite of mine. I love anything sewing related, and I loved using the panels in these big spools. These are big old spools, and they make big blocks, but the sweet little daisies with the floating print in between just offer the perfect punch of color. And this is one of my favorites. This one will end up hanging in my studio as soon as it's done touring right now. The great thing about all these prints, all these fabrics, is they are just arriving on store shelves right now because this was a summer release. So they're just arriving in stores and are still available for your shop owners to order. And this is Starshine, another way to use those wonderful panels. But in the pattern, I've also included how to cut the centers of the stars that without using panels. So you could just use the prints or solids. So this is Starshine, and I love having those elongated sawtooth stars, plus some fun little machine applique in there with some complementary hearts and stars. And here's Charming Circles. If you need a little project in a hurry, this one is it. This doesn't take very much fabric at all. It would work well with fat 8s. And these are basically little 5-inch squares in the center with a little border of 2.5-inch squares. Fun to put together. You can use a satin stitch on your machine with a beautiful complementary thread to really make those arcs pop. And here are two other patterns we have Material Girls by Lee Headington. I love it. And Berry Patch. How fun is that? Two completely, and that was by Carrie Matthews. These are beautifully designed and look so different and feature the fabric so beautifully. I love both of these quilts. But I have some more inspiration to share. How about some Biani patterns? We all love those, and you can see that the upwards looks great as an undercover, a sewing machine cover for your machine, or the catch-all caddy too. I mean, these are not just for quilts. You can use them for so many things. And I'm very excited about Fat Quarterly magazine. I have mine here. If you are not already subscribing to Fat Quarterly, sign up, because every time Fat Quarterly comes out, you get a packet of squares and of a particular fabric. And I'm so excited to say that the winter 2025 issue features upwards. So everybody will be getting one 5-inch square of each of my fabrics. And we've got Lisa Rubel has designed a quilt project using those squares. And I designed a fun little Japanese rice bag that you can really make in under 2 hours. So you can see a picture of it there, and it uses all of the prints plus just a little bit extra fabric. So if you're not already signed up to Fat Quarterly magazine, be sure and subscribe to that. And here's some other inspiration. I just did these for fun. I used some of the prints to make the giant spools, and I love those little irons, so I thought it'd be fun. There's no pattern available for these. I just thought it'd be fun to share different ways that you can use the prints to add some bling in your own sewing studio. Plus, you can make shoes. Have you seen that you can make your own shoes now with these fabrics? So that would be fun. Sunday Sermons was a quilt I made for the entranceway of our house. Again, it just wanted to use those panels in a different way to kind of welcome people into our home. Thought again, it was a good way to share some inspiration. And then when I got it all done, I thought, you know what, let's combine Cross Hearts and Starshine, yet another version of these quilts. I just kind of find some blocks for yet a different layout and just something fun. So I hope you'll enjoy using Upwards fabrics and you'll feel uplifted and encouraged whenever you see them. So I just really thank you for being here and seeing these fabrics. And be sure and look for them at your local shop and ask for them. They are actually getting into shops now.
Great. Thank you so much, Kimberly. And should we let them in on the little secret?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So if you are a subscriber to our Fat Quarterly publication, you know that you get a magazine with 2 different projects, and you also get a swatch pack of fabrics to get you started on those 2 projects. Starting next year, we are going to also do a live webinar that will come out after the Fat Quarterly ships and gets into your hands, because if you are a subscriber, you'll get an invitation to a live webinar, much like this, only it'll be all about the projects and the fabrics that are within that issue of the Fat Quarterly. So be sure to sign up for your subscription of the Fat Quarterly on our website, benartex.com. And Kimberly is going to be the guest on our webinar, and it'll be sometime in January. We're still working on finalizing the dates, but you heard it here first. A brand new webinar from Benartex featuring Kimberly Einmo, myself, and Lisa Rubel, and possibly a few other guests. But we'll be talking about the projects and the fabrics that are featured in that issue of the Fat Quarterly. So with that being said, we are going to move on to our next presenter for this session. Artist Nicole DeCamp brings her fun and whimsical design style to her fabrics, making her collections perfect for a multitude of projects: home decor, bags, and of course, quilts. First, we're going to share a short video, and then Nicole is going to show us the collections, I should say, and some projects that her quilting friends have made. All right, Nicole, can you tell us about these 3 amazing fabric lines?
Wow, we have a lot to cover, don't we? Um, so I'm gonna move as quickly as I can. Hi out there. I'm Nicole. I'm an artist. I license my art on all kinds of items in retail, from home decor, stationery, party wear, basically anything you can see in the store. But now I'm in fabric. I've been with Benartex well, I think since 2022, and we've had several lines come out already. So we're just going to keep them coming. The first line I'm going to talk about is Gone Country. This is on pre-order right now in the fall catalog. It comes out, I believe, in February, March. So you'll want to look for it in your stores then. I have partnered with 2 wonderful ladies here in Northeast Indiana, because I don't quilt and I'm not a sewer. I'm an artist. So, I love showing the fabric, but I see all these wonderful quilts that everybody brings to our fabric shows and the projects. And I'm like, wow, I need to find some ladies that can do this and help me out and showcase this fabric. So Nancy DeNovo and Beverly Taylor, with Beverly, I know you're out there. I think it's Quilted Dragonfly is the name of your embroidery business. She does the long arm work on all the quilts and projects. I have to give them credit because I design the fabric, but they do the beautiful quilting and sewing, and I mean they're just amazing. So Gone Country, this is a special collection. We designed this with the Bohemian cowgirl in mind. You know, it feels young, it feels fresh. We incorporate a lot of country vibes, if you want to, you know, call it that, into this collection. We've got saddles, we've got horses, we've got florals. There's even, oh gosh, horseshoes, everything that you can think of when you think of being on a ranch. We've got in this collection, but done with a feminine twist. We've also designed these aprons, egg gathering aprons, if you can see them out there. We did a mommy and me apron. The larger version of the apron is behind me. I'm not sure if you can see it there. But the florals are just perfect for like mommy and me type projects. I just love these little aprons. We also incorporated paisleys in this fun peach and teal color, which is great. I love this little sundress with the apron. We do a lot of text related patterns in my collections, just calling out different sayings, different words to go with the theme. I love this pattern, how it came out with the different hats and the cowboy boots and the florals. Just give it a unique feel. We also did, even though it has a real feminine vibe to it, there are pieces in the collection that lend themselves to male. We use black with the ropes and the belt buckles. And I have to say, if you've ever illustrated a belt buckle, it is not an easy thing to do. And we've got several of them in here, lots of detail in them. But I love how Nancy incorporated the fringe into this for maybe a little boy. So, you know, with the little girl dress and the little boy, I mean, how cute is that? That would be so fun. We also did a table runner, which is, I mean, it's a little hard to see, but it's pieced together with all the different fabrics that are in this collection. What's also cool about this collection is that some of the patterns are available in 108 inches. So it's perfect for quilt backings. So I hear, since I'm not a quilter, I do hear that there's some excitement about that. So there are also some projects behind me. I'm not going to talk about them all, obviously, but if you go to my Facebook page, Indie Art and Design, I post all the projects that we do with the collections there. So if you want more information on these projects, go there. We haven't done any posting for Gone Country yet because it's on pre-order, but that will be coming sooner to when it launches in stores. I also have a collection on pre-order that we haven't done projects yet for, called Give Thanks. It's kind of a follow-up to the Gathered Together that we had out last year that did so well. We wanted to do a fall collection that's more Thanksgiving oriented. So we have some turkeys, we have the pumpkins, the sunflowers. Sunflowers always do well for us, so you'll always see a lot of sunflowers in my fall collections. There's more turkeys. I also have leaves. And we haven't done anything with these yet. We just got the fabric in our hands. So these projects will be coming soon and posted on my Facebook page as well. I love the teal and the greens in this. Teal is just always fun for fall, something a little different, unexpected. sunflowers again. And I love that we've incorporated some variety in sizing. We have large sunflowers. We have small sunflowers. Lots of plaid in this as well. I love this green. It's like a sagey type green. Also, again, the teal that I think worked really well in the previous collection that we had for Thanksgiving last year. Worked really well, so we put it in this year as well. And then the word prints. We always do some word prints in my collections. You know, you'll see catchphrases like gather, thankful, you know, blessed, things of that nature. Then we always incorporate the icons. So that's gather together. Or no, not gather together, excuse me, that's last year. Give thanks. Give thanks is March and April. Sorry about that. I always get them mixed up. There's too many sunflowers. March and April on that one. The last collection is Faith, Family, Freedom, and that's out in stores now. This was a highly anticipated collection for Benartex. They were really excited about this one. Has a lot of potential for lots of different projects, quilts, you know, pillows, wall decor, you know, you name it. So Nancy and Beverly did some wonderful things behind me. I know it's a little tough to see, but those are all on my website right now. If you want to look at those projects, go to ND Art and Design on Facebook and you'll see them there. We've done lifestyle shots for all of these projects. They're beautiful. Check them out. But I do have some projects I can show you close up. This is a table runner. Hopefully I can show it upright that Nancy did for 4th of July, which I just love. I mean, that would be so cool on a table for your little party with, you know, all your pretty little plates and decor on your table for your party. We also did pillows using the panels from this collection. And we did this awesome bag, which is full of, it's a scrappy bag, and it's on Facebook as well. So that's in stores now. You can find it wherever you shop for your fabric. And if they don't have it, be sure to ask.
All right, great. Thanks so much, Nicole. And I just wanted to mention that the collection that you showed with the fall collection.
Yes.
That'll be coming out next year. Not to be confused with Gather Together, which I have here.
Yes. I know. I'm sorry about that. I got the name wrong.
This one's available now. Yeah, this one's available now in stores.
And it's
the one
awesome
that Nicole showed you will be coming out next year. So you can make your projects for next Thanksgiving with that collection.
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that, Stephanie. My brain was going very fast.
Well. I know how that goes. All right. So last up, we have a video from Sue O'Very from Sookie Sews, who has curated an exciting fat quarter bundle from the Cotton Shot collection by Amanda Murphy. Let's play that video and see what she has created with those amazing fabrics.
Hi everyone, my name is Sue O'Very from Sookie Sews, and I am so thrilled to be here today as a part of the Benartex Fabric Collection presentation. So I am a serger and in the hoop pattern designer. I'm also a YouTuber, and I have the Sookie Bee Sewing Academy over at my website. I'm a 3-time published author, which I'll be talking a little bit about that in just a minute. And I'm very proudly the Bernina V9 embroidery software expert and also a Bernina and a Bernat ambassador. But today I am really thrilled to talk about fabric. I mean, who isn't? We love fabric, right? Well, I'm really excited to share with you my Benartex bundle of fabric. This is called the Sookie Sews Fabric Bundle. It is a collection of 20 fat quarters as a part of the Amanda Murphy Cotton Shot line. And I gotta say, what I love about my collection is that it's a complete rainbow of colors, and they're very muted, more feminine. And when I was allowed to pick out the colors, it was rather easy. I mean, if you look around my sewing studio, you can kind of see that these colors really do blend in well. These are colors that I go to often, and I sort of refer to my bundle as a color palette. So when you're working on in the hoop projects and serger projects, a lot of the times it's all about the extra things you add to the project, like the colors and the embroidery designs. So I sort of treat my collection, my little bundle, as the fabric palette. And so let me show you a few projects that I've created with my bundle. There was a little mug rug and coaster set that I did this summer. And you can see here that the cotton shot colors are just really beautiful, and what makes them stand out is really the embroidery. The embroidery and the colors really go well together. And I just love Benartex fabric anyways, and you'll see that in a minute. I use them a lot as accent colors, but they're soft, they're just really lovely materials, and the company in general is just delightful to work with. But here's another mug rug and coaster set, and I just came out with this recently. This is called the Blooming Boo. It's the mug rug and the coaster, but you can see here how I've got the colors all mixed really nicely together with the embroidery threads. And so instead of the fabrics really speaking, they're really kind of complementing the embroidery designs. So that's what I love about Benartex materials in general, is that they all work really well together. So let me show you one more thing. This is a serger project. It is the Heidi Hexagon serger mat and rug. So you can actually technically make an entire rug for your floor with the pattern. But this is just a little mug rug, and you can see that I've got the 3 different colors here of the cotton shot, but then I also have another fabric here and also on the back, and this is part of the collection A Beautiful Life from Kelly Ray Roberts. So it's really just great how all the Benartex materials, I mean, I'm not going to say all, but my bundle for sure plays nicely with so many of the other Benartex fabrics. So I just love that about the company in general. There's definitely a color and a theme, and it just works really nice together. So I'm also really pleased to announce that I am just releasing my 3rd book. It is Pocket Guide to Sergers. This, what's really cool is you see right here, that's actually the fabric bundle. So made the cover, so that's really cool. My publisher is Fox Chapel Publishing. Wonderful company to work with. This is, like I said, my 3rd book that I've published with them, and I'm just really super excited that I was able to share my love of fabric, my love of sergers, all together, and they worked really nicely with one another. So if you are interested in any of the patterns that you saw today, you are welcome to come over to my website. You can go to sukisews.com and you will be able to see all those there. The book is due to be released early November, so lock in a copy at your local dealer or head over to my website. I'd love for you to check it out more, and you can find more information every week. I send out a newsletter every week, The Beehive. So if you want to join that, just go to sukisews.com/The Beehive. And you can follow me, of course, everywhere at Suki Sews and Facebook. So thank you so much, Benartex, for having me here today, and of course, Fox Chapel Publishing for believing in my book. And until I see you all again, I hope you have a creative day. Bye-bye. Hi, everyone. My name is Sue.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Sue. And we're glad that you were able to send that video in for us, even though you weren't able to be here with us live. So that concludes the presenters that we have. We are running a little behind. I hope you all will bear with us for a few minutes. I really would like to get to some of your questions, and we will go through those quickly, and then we'll be able to close out this session. So let me look at the questions. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, somebody asked about Jeremy's tie. I will find out where that tie came from and let you know. But yes, doesn't Jeremy always look dapper? Do you need another link for the other days or the same link? No, Shirley, you can use the same link in to view every session of the virtual fabric show. Oh, is Paula's gorgeous collection printed digitally? Paula? Oh, Paula, I think you're muted.
Mute? Yes.
There
No,
we go.
thank you. No, this is not a digital group. This is a screen printed in Asia, in Korea. And the hand of it is absolutely lovely also. It's just the quality of the gray goods is just beautiful. So thank you for asking.
Awesome. And another question for you, Paula. What size are the blocks in the puzzle quilt?
Oh, the blocks are 12-inch blocks. And
Okay.
yep. And as I said before, you can still get that. You can probably find the book on, somewhere for a reasonable price, but it's you can get it through C&T as an ebook or as a print on demand. And making a puzzle quilt is fun. I mean, one of the women who worked has never done this kind of patchwork before. She's an art quilter, and she really had so much fun making it. It takes, it's that thing that you use a process, and your first idea is not you work it. I mean, one block can, somebody else could probably make it in an hour. I'm going to make it in 1 or 2 days, a block, but that's the way I enjoy work.
All right. Okay, so someone said, Miss, that it was Eastern time. Are there going to be repeats? No, all 4 sessions are different. So we don't repeat any of the designers. They're 4 completely different sessions with different designers in each ones. But if you did miss it, I have good news. You'll be able to find the recordings of each of the sessions on our website. Probably by tomorrow, we have to upload them. But yes, we will be able to, you'll be able to rewatch or catch the parts that you may have missed. Nicole, where did you draw inspiration from? Such gorgeous fabrics, and not 1 line, but 3. And Cynthia loves the patriotic collection the best.
Well, thank you. Where did I get inspiration? I love just basically my everyday life, my family. My mother is a big inspiration. My collections tend to be vintage in nature. They have just a hint of vintage. She loved vintage. It was all over our home most of my life. So that has crept in, not on purpose, but by accident. It just is in there. There is a bit of that in the patriotic, and I'm known for my florals. Everybody seems to love my florals, so we incorporate that as much as possible. So yeah, just pretty much everyday life, nature, family.
All right, thanks, Nicole. Another question. Can we list the websites for these designers? I can do you one better. If you go to our website, benartex.com, you can find all of our designers on our website with direct links to their websites to make things easy for you. Also on our website, you can also find our ambassador application process. We are currently looking for ambassadors for 2025. So if you think you are interested in becoming a Benartex ambassador, please check that out on our website. And also on our website is where you can find the page to subscribe to the Fat Quarterly publication. Again, Fat Quarterly is a quarterly publication that comes with 2 different projects and a swatch pack of fabrics. And starting in January, we're going to start doing live webinars in conjunction with the Fat Quarterly, just for Fat Quarterly subscribers. So you'll definitely want to check that out. Let me look through and see if I have any other questions. Where are the patterns from Tina Givens available? Tina, do you want to talk a little bit about your patterns?
Sure. So I believe the two free patterns that I designed are going to be available on Benartex, and they will be on my website. The website is called Build Your Collection. I'll type it in here. And that's where we're going to host we'll have the patterns and host the, sorry, I'm typing it in. The tutorial, ongoing tutorial to make up the big quilt. And also for the sewing patterns. And then you can also see garment sewing patterns at Sew Tina Givens. But the patterns will be available through the Benartex site and my site.
And you're still working on those. So they're not quite ready, but by the time the fabric starts shipping, they'll be ready.
Yeah, they'll be ready, or I believe it's late November, December.
Okay. All right. And Kimberly, where was that question? Oh, somebody was asking about, are the fabrics available now? I think she was talking about your fabrics.
Yes, they are just hitting store shelves right now, but it's not too late for stores to order them. So it's perfect timing.
Fantastic. All right. And I think that's all the time we have for now. Thanks everyone for your patience. I know we did go a little bit over time and you guys all stuck around, which makes me feel great. And thank you again for coming. We hope that you enjoyed seeing all the fabrics and the projects and hearing from our talented fabric designers. Be sure to ask your local quilt shops about the collections that you saw and that you fell in love with. And we can't wait to see everything that you all create with them. Our next session will be starting soon. At about 3:45, we'll start our next session. So we will see you all there. I did see that we did post the winners of our prizes in. So let me scroll back. Melanie Kelly, Jeannie Eber, Diane Trineri, and Cindy Streeter. We'll email you to get your mailing address so we can send you a great prize. And thanks again, everyone. Thank you to our designers for coming and sharing about your fabric collections. We really appreciate your time. And we will see you all at the next session starting in about 25 minutes. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.